Hey guys, Eric from Arbor Grit. Welcome to Marketing Mondays. This is a spot where we're going to take some time out and talk about marketing inside the tree industry. And I guess I should probably start by introducing myself and the company, huh? I'm Eric. I'm a lawyer by trade. And a couple years ago, I met a guy named Justin Van Gordon. He's a tree guy here in Michigan, Highland, Michigan, to be specific. And I learned about the industry. When I first learned about it, I had this moment of like, holy crap, like this is a huge opportunity for a lot of people. But at the same time, I recognized it's pretty unregulated. And Justin and I last year tried to do some insurance stuff, but Joe Whitledge beat us to it. So we gave up on that. And then I went through and did a bunch of law work and trial work this past year. And Justin and I kept talking and decided that now was the time to launch this company, especially with the winter coming and knowing how you guys sit around your asses without work to do and maybe reevaluate your marketing scheme. So here we are. This is legitimately the first day of business for Arbor Grit. To be clear, I've changed the website. It did say launching January, which was true. We are launching. Today is the first official day of Arbor Grit. I've been sitting in this chair all day, working on something that I'll show you in a little bit. But today is the day that we're off and running. Now, as far as the launching of the company, so what that means is February is going to be our launch date as far as our campaigns go. And this guy is going to be our first campaign that I'll talk about in a little bit. So that is all to say, if you sign up with this as a client, don't expect to see any content until February 1st, right? Because that's when we start this campaign off. So Justin and I started this company because he recognized that there was a problem in the tree industry. It started with his own marketing. He was paying a bunch of people out the wazoo to do his marketing, and he got tired of paying them without seeing the results. And then he came across somebody that was doing it right, but was just charging too much. So Justin's the guy that says, I'm not going to pay somebody something I can do myself. He and I kept talking, and honestly, the conversation was, yeah, we can do this. I just don't have time. And he didn't have time, and I didn't have time. Like I said, I was doing a bunch of trial work up until last year. Finished that up about a month ago, and then said, I got time. All right, let's do it. So I am literally taking my lawyer hat off, putting my marketing hat on, and starting this company. But to be clear, we're not starting it from scratch without any knowledge. Like we know exactly what we're doing. We've both done our homework. We're both smart guys. And I think once you see what we've got going on, you'll appreciate that. So let me kick off what I'm very excited to announce this guy. This guy right here. What's up, Rick? He's been in my head for years, years and years and years. And I have had this idea for this marketing campaign for a long time. And now with the tree industry, I think it's going to be perfect. So let me introduce you to Rick. This is, let me get our website here. So this is our Don't Be a Rick campaign. Rick isn't a real person, obviously. Rick is a mindset. Rick is the guy who skips the research, watches half a video, grabs a tool and says, I've got this. He's confident, a little buzzed, and sure he's capable of more than he actually is. Rick isn't stupid. He's just lazy about consequences. So we've done our research into this. My idea is I wanted to have somebody that was the everyday kind of suburban guy that, maybe was in the military back in the day. Maybe did some contracting himself, but he's fallen into the lays of suburban life and he's got a garage full of tools he doesn't use anymore. So when home service problems pop up, like tree service, he thinks he can do it himself. And we've seen these guys that, get out there with a chainsaw for an hour and a half and then call, or the guys after storm damage that want to clean up and screw it up completely and leave money on the table for you guys. But yeah, so I wanted to really encapsulate the target audience that we're going for here that is also going to span the breadth of, say, demographics of 25 years old to 65 years old. This particular Rick is geared for 40 years old, so right in the middle. This is one of many different outfits for Rick. I don't know if I can scroll through here so you can see you can see the different outfits we've got for him. It's all based on Midwest attire and attitudes right here for the target demographics of Michigan. There's Sad Rick. And then hopefully I'll show you his wife here. There's Mad Rick. There she is. We don't have a name for wife, but Rick's wife knows how this ends every single time. She knows that when he says, I've got this, it's going to turn into we should have called somebody. She's not dramatic at all. She's just kind of pattern aware. And again, we've done our research. We went through many different iterations of what this woman was going to look like. There's different versions of her. She is always kind of has a meh or angry face on her. There she's just straight up yelling at Rick or the situation. But every Rick story follows the same path. So the problem shows up, his ego takes over. A shortcut gets taken, something goes wrong, and only then does Rick call a professional. Rick doesn't hate pros, he just waits until it's expensive. So, and then it says here, tree work is where this mindset gets dangerous. It looks simple. It isn't, obviously. The risk is invisible, and one mistake can cost way more than money. That's why this series exists. If you ever hear yourself sounding like Rick, pause. Don't be a Rick. Call the pros. So that's the tagline. So let me show you our first, this is our very, very first ad that we're going to run in February, if you want this, obviously. So here he is. Here's Rick. He goes into his backyard there. He's got a big tree laying down. And there's his wife saying, "What do we do with this?" Rick says, "I get to use my chainsaw." And she thinks, "Rick, please don't." So this is the color cartoon that we have. We also have, let me go back this way, a black and white version. So if you go with this, you get to choose which version you want. If you want the black and white, more kind of newspapery comic version that has this version of Rick and his wife, or the color version that you can, it looks a little bit better on social media. So, and again, I just guess I'll take a step back. So this is how it works. So we run this campaign the first week of February. Every Tuesday and Thursday, if you do a DIY package with us, that's $1,000 a month, we email these to you. You'll get the whole comic strip and you can put it up on your social media. If you do the full service package with us, $2,500, we post these for you on your social media, post them for you on your Facebook, your TikTok, your Instagram, your website, wherever you want us to, we post it. So every Tuesday and Thursday, you get this new one. So like I said, the first Tuesday in February, this will be the first one. You're getting a sneak peek. All right. So here in this one, Rick says, "I get to use my chainsaw." She says, sorry, we've already got to this. So the next one, now we're outside, and this is the newspaper black and white. He says, "I'll call someone." You can obviously see the tree has fallen over his fence. This would be their house. Tree has fallen over the fence, landed on their neighbor's car or their car. And I'd like to point out the detail here for you tree guys. So you guys will appreciate this. So you see the roof up here. It's got a little disturbance. It looks like the tree, when he was cutting it, hit the shed and then hit the car. Okay, and as you tree guys know, you think insurance is going to cover that, even if there's a hole in there? Probably not, right? I want you guys to pay attention to that for this next slide. So this is the black and white one. Oh, sorry, and she says, "You sure you don't want to watch another YouTube video to figure it out?" Ha ha. There's the color one. And then here on the third one, you'll see, he's holding a letter and says, "The insurance isn't covering it." You see their backyard is all clean except for a stump here. And his wife says, "Oh, so no spring break vacation?" And I want to point this out. So the insurance thing for us is clear, right? Because we know that if this tree had leaned over in his yard the way it is, looks like it could be damaging a fence. And then when he cuts it, it falls, hits either his shed or his neighbor's shed, and then hits a car. Car insurance for a parked car, it's probably going to cover this, right? Insurance isn't going to kind of cover any damage to there. They're not going to cover the removal of this tree. Maybe cover the $500 for the removal of that tree, but that's about it. So this guy's sitting there stuck holding an insurance or a repair bill for which he has to pay himself, and his wife's pissed off. All true stories. We've been there before. So I'm just pointing this out to show you that, look, as tree guys ourselves, we understand that this is the exact situation that you and the homeowner can find yourselves in. So we're trying to kind of warn everybody. And then I want to point out this. So this is one version of the newspaper one where we say, she goes, "Oh, no spring break." You can tell it's, well, you can't tell, but it's like coming up on spring. So we're trying to get the point across of, hey, they're trying to take a trip, but can't because he messed up. In the color version, got a little different one here. She says, "So no anniversary dinner. It's still winter outside," right? We point this out because depending on, if you go with the full service package with us, so it says no anniversary dinner here. This is what you're going to get. So no anniversary dinner. We're going to post this up on your social media for you. If you go with our concierge package, this is where we do everything custom for you. So this isn't so no anniversary dinner. I'm here in Milford. I live in Milford. There's a beautiful Italian restaurant called Karate's, which everybody goes to for anniversaries. So this would say, so no anniversary dinner at Karate's. And that's part of our community immersion where we get the community around you to recognize that this isn't just an ad agency from a big ad agency. We're giving you specifics to the community. So this would say, so, you know, whatever establishment you want it to say, you let us know. Or if you don't tell us, we're going to pick one in your neighborhood that's popular that will get the people looking. Okay. And then the final slide here is always going to be the same. This is for Justin's company, Van Gordon Tree Services here in Michigan, or sorry, here in Milford Highland. But the important tagline is "Don't be a Rick, call the pros." And this will change between "Don't be a Rick" and "Don't be Rick." It is a double entendre to don't be a prick, or obviously, or don't be a dick. But don't be a Rick, call the pros, and then it'll have your logo and your phone number. And that's it. That'll be sometimes it'll be 4, sometimes it'll be 5, sometimes it'll be 6. No less than 4, no more than 6, depending on whatever the situation is going to be. And each time it changes. So sometimes he'll have that tree leaning in his backyard could be a common theme. She'll come in and say, when are you going to take care of this leaning tree? It's been here forever, and he'll decide to do it himself. Problem will arise. He'll have to call somebody to fix the problem. You saw the stump in the background. That'll be another series where he'll want to get a stump grinder to come in, and he'll screw it up and spray rocks all over his house. All kinds of issues that Rick is going to come into, but this is going to be the heart and soul of our campaign starting next month, and I hope you'll join us. If you have any questions about any of us, find us, call us, let us know. We're really excited to serve the tree industry here in Michigan. Really excited to help you guys out. And I know we're going to do it because I've done my research into industries and done a lot of cold calling so far, and I don't think anybody can beat our pricing. I don't think anybody can beat our quality, and nobody is going to beat our strategy. So again, $1,000. It's a DIY package. We're going to send you all the content, which, by the way, $1,000 gets you a website. We'll do your Facebook page, make sure that's nice and optimized. Make sure your Instagram, your TikTok, all those are set up as they're supposed to. We'll do your website, make sure you got SEO on the background there. And then we'll send you all the content. $1,000 a month. We'll send you 2 of these. If you don't like this specific campaign, we also have normal EDM flyers. You can look at our website. And then the $2,500, we do it all for you. Plus, you get a dedicated account manager, and we'll get you Google reviews based on the jobs you have. And then concierge, we do everything for you, personalize it, do community immersion. We'll also set up these signs. So we'll have yard signs that will just say, "Don't be a Rick." We'll put them around your town. Obviously, you get job site signs too to say, "This guy wasn't a Rick," kind of a thing. And then, I think that's all I got to say. So there's an introduction to me, our company, what we're doing, introduction to Rick, and what he's going to try to do for you. And here's the last thing I got for you. So as you may have heard, we are doing zip code specific. So this is on our website here. If you haven't seen our website, check it out. It's pretty badass. Did it myself. And I'll do yours too. But down on the bottom here is the heart and soul of why this works the best. And it's zip code domination. So again, this is day 1 of Arbor Grit, and these are all the zip codes that we have for sale. As you can see, we've sold a bunch already, mainly around me. We've got some others around Lansing area that are pending. Actually, I'll show you a better map here. So there you go. Here's all the ones around Metro Detroit that we have sold. We got some more pending out in Oakland County. Got some calls out today to the Lansing area, headed over to the west part of state. And then I got one up here. Yep, one up here today. So you see your zip code in there. You want it. It's $1,000 for the year. And it's, you pay your $1,000 now, and you don't have to pay anything until February when we start this campaign. And at the very least, you get the option to continue with us. And at the very most, you can keep your competitors from working with us inside that zip code, right? So that's a little more about Arbor Grit, about me and what we're trying to do. I'll show you Rick here again. And I look forward to, there's his angry wife. Look forward to giving you some more Rick. I'm not going to get him. There he goes. There's sad Rick in the snow. So looking forward to give you some marketing tips next Monday. Really excited for tomorrow. We're going to meet Tree Tony, and we'll see what Tree Tony's got to say. So have a great one, you guys. Hopefully your Monday's going well. We'll talk soon.